I remember hearing this one quote by Wayne Dyer that completely changed my life. And I've heard this quote so many times before, but something clicked. Something changed in me. I heard it differently. And the quote is this: life is not happening to you. Life is responding to you. Life is responding to you. And at that time, I was struggling. It wasn't like physical struggle, but it was mental struggle. I wasn't happy in my relationship. I wasn't happy in my life. I didn't know who I was. I couldn't make a decision. So many things were just outside of my control. And then I realized, hey, you are not a victim of circumstances. You are creating something because life responds to you. Life is showing you something. Life is giving you feedback. And if you don't like what you see, if you don't like your circumstances, change them. Now, how many times have you heard these words over and over again? You probably watched like thousands of videos, read thousands of wisdom books, and they all tell you the same things. Change your thoughts, change your life. You're like, yeah, sure. I understand it. I get it. But there are different levels of understanding. You can understand something conceptually as an idea, but it's sitting in your conscious mind and it never moves into your heart. And then you never make changes. And you always feel like a victim. You always feel like circumstances are against you. There are struggles. There are pain points. But when you change something in your mind, when you change something in your consciousness, your world changes. It is true. So what I decided to do, if my thoughts were creating my reality, then I should watch my thoughts. Paying attention, just being conscious of my thoughts. And mental chatter, the mental activity, it's not thinking. It's just thoughts running like clouds in the sky in your head all day long, and you're not really thinking. So I noticed that my thoughts were indeed reactive. I was just reacting. And people would trigger me or say something, and I would be reacting and then thinking about the reaction all day. I'm like, I'm not even in control of my thinking. This is so interesting. So I love to journal, and I've been journaling for like 30 years. And recently I reviewed some of my older journals and read my breakthrough moments. And that's exactly what happened. The world didn't change. I changed. I changed. There was a clear pivot that went from me being like complaining to like, oh, I see how I create this reality. And now I'm going to put my gratitude, my thoughts, everything that I can think of to be grateful and to focus on the right things, moving me forward into my future. So there is this clear shift. And I think this quote was the primary influence. Another thing that shifted for me was understanding the relationship between energy and attention. I've realized that things that I directed my attention to were growing. If there were positive things, good things were growing and increasing. In the same way, if I paid attention to my problem, which I used to pay a lot of attention to problem areas of my life, things that were not working, so these areas would also grow more and more and increase more and more. Just shift in understanding. When you understand this, my attention, things that I pay attention to will create my reality. If I pay attention to lack, relationship issues, abandonment issues, if I focus on things in my life that are not working, guess what? I'm going to experience more and more of these things. Period. Simple. It's simple, but it's not easy to make this shift. I also realized, like, It's not easy to make this shift, but when it happens, it completely transforms. Course in Miracles says that a miracle is a shift in perception. That's what happened to me. That shift in perception happened. I started to pay attention where I direct my energy and where my thoughts are throughout the day. If you focus on things in your life that worry you, they bring lots of fear, uncertainty, issues, problems, lack, focusing your attention then will only give them power, will only give them power. Create this miracle by shifting your awareness. And here is what I would advise to you. Pray for it. Ask God, the universe, ask divine intervention, because you can't do this alone. Many times you try to do this alone and you feel like a failure because you're just not working. Ask God, the source, the universe, divine consciousness, angels, whoever, to help you to make this shift. Because by changing the way you see things, things around you will begin to change. So when you stop energizing your problems with your attention, you will automatically, by divine intervention, will begin to see solutions and possibilities and opportunities, new ideas. And when you focus on these new opportunities, new ideas, you are going to shift into another reality. Reality where you are in the position of power, when you are not a victim of circumstances. And it starts with us. It starts with us shifting from consciousness of reaction, of victimhood, into the creative consciousness. And how we can change ourselves, we can change our lives. Remember that life is not happening to you. It is responding to you. Such a powerful way for you to see this. And now you can change it. I hope this video was of service to you. Now let me know what quote maybe shifted something in you for good. I see you guys next.